Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. If it's your first time seeing me, go ahead and like this video because I know you're gonna like it already. Subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you never miss another upload. And if you already are subscribed, hey babies, welcome back. I am a spiritual mentor and all of my content here is about healing you and helping you reach your highest self. So hello everyone. Hope you guys are doing great today. I didn't even get an affirmation card. Let's go ahead and get right into our affirmation card. I'm gonna pull it on here with y'all. And today we are going to finally be talking about how the people around you affect your energy and how the things that people are dealing with show up for you and your energy in different ways. I am an empath. I've been an empath all my life. I'm also psychic. And I don't do work for most of my friends, to be honest. I give advice to all of my friends if they ever ask me for advice, but pulling readings and doing sessions for my friends, I really don't do most of that. So I do have certain knowledge about what everyone around me is experiencing and dealing with and going through because I am psychic. But just outside of that, you know, whether you're tapping into their energy OD or not, I feel like you can kind of understand how certain elements around you could be affecting you in different ways. But because the effect that it has on you is different from the thing that made you start to act that way or made you start to feel that way, sometimes we can't pinpoint it. Like, you might have someone around you that's feeling very, very stressed, but you start to, you know, not have an appetite. You might not know why you don't have an appetite, but it could be related to the stress that's showing up in them, showing up in you a different way. So that's what we're going to be talking about today and how to be mindful of that. And we're going to be getting a little bit into ego again as well. But that's just something more for me. But I am going to be talking a little bit about what I've learned and what I've discovered in this space. And also, thank you guys for just giving me so much love and just telling me how beautiful I am without makeup or lashes or anything extra. And you guys might not think it is a big deal, but I feel like it definitely is a big deal as an influencer, as a content creator, especially for someone like me who once upon a time I wouldn't even do a YouTube video if I wasn't beat down to the gods. Definitely as I've become older, I've just definitely have grown to love myself way more in different spaces. You know, I don't even think twice about sitting in front of the camera like this without my makeup done anymore because I know I still look good, girl. I still look fabulous. So I don't really think twice about it anymore, and I'm glad that I don't think twice about it, and you guys haven't been appreciating it and just thanking me for being real and thanking me for being authentic, and I am so grateful that I can make y'all feel that way. And I definitely think it's important to just learn how to love yourself in all spaces. That's why y'all see me from time to time taking a little break from my nails. Now my nails is different. I can't let go of the nails completely ever. But I do enjoy, you know, just doing my little baby hairs, throwing a turban on, moisturizing my face, and giving y'all a little Vaseline, you know, a little Vaseline moment. You know what I'm saying? I do enjoy that, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate the versatility and just being authentic in my content. There's been plenty of times where I really wanted to make a video, but I did not feel like doing my hair and makeup, so I just didn't post content. And now I feel like I have more freedom in what I create and more authenticity in what I create, because when I get a message for y'all, I can give y'all the tea without thinking about all of the extras, because again, my message is more important than that. Even though I still look fabulous, but y'all know what I mean. So I thank you guys and I appreciate y'all, and it really does mean a lot to me. So let's get into this affirmation and get into this video. So this affirmation says, ooh, I love this. I release all fears and doubts. I release all fears and doubts. The back of this affirmation says, I accept myself and create peace in my mind and heart. I accept myself and create peace in my mind and heart. I am loved and I am safe. I am loved and I am safe. And lastly, I now choose to free myself from all destructive fears and doubts. I now choose to free myself from all destructive fears and doubts. I love that this was like a three-peat. I love that. I release all fears and doubts. So beautiful. I hope this full moon has been a transformational one for you guys. You can check out my pick a card video and the video about things I do for the full moon to get acquainted with what's going on right now in the cosmos. But let's go ahead and get into how the people around you are going to be affecting your energy. So for me, I feel like since the beginning of whatever, I've always known I can trust this person, and what can I trust them with or not with. Like for me, anytime someone ever did something to me, I was never really surprised. Like I'm never surprised when a liar lies to me. I knew he was a liar, so that doesn't surprise me. I'll never be surprised when someone who can't trust themselves to do little things, when I put a lot of trust in them to do something big for me and they flop, I won't be surprised by that because I know you. You know, I'm very realistic about people. I've been an optimist, I've been a pessimist, and I've definitely been like a realist slash optimist moving forward, because I definitely remember being a fucking pessimist. But which isn't good. But I definitely feel like I'm a realist, and I feel like a lot of people that say that are assholes, but some shit really just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And if I know you have certain elements in you, eventually they may come out, and eventually I'm going to have to deal with them. I may or may not have to deal with them. I don't know how you're healing, and you don't know how I'm healing. You know, there are definitely certain things within me. If I don't deal with them, they will destroy relationships in my life. So I feel like we all have things that we have to be aware of. We all have things that we are healing. And I do feel like my gifts definitely allow me to be aware of those things, but literally, like, being psychic, I've always said, is I feel like it's heightened intuition and trusting your discernment on a level where that is guiding your life, that is leading your life no matter what. And that's absolutely how I feel. And I love life like this. It's easier to get up and do every day when I can just trust that I'm going to be able to feel what's right. I'm going to be able to feel what's wrong in every situation, from filming on the floor, from what I wear, to what I talk about, to what I eat, to what I watch, to if I work that day. It's all based on what does my energy need? What is God telling me to do right now? And once you listen to that on a constant basis, it becomes that kind of relationship where everything you know already. I be knowing. So I definitely feel like I typically know what goes on, or what people might be dealing with or battling with, or what triggers people might have. But I always feel like it won't affect me. I always feel like for some reason I'll be in a protective space where they won't ever do it to me, or I won't ever be on the receiving end of that. I've always felt like that. Even in school, like, I've been in so many relationships and friendships where I knew someone had the ability to do something, but I always felt they won't do it to me. It won't be me, no matter what. And I'm sure you guys might be able to relate. I definitely feel sometimes our ego and just feeling like nothing can touch us. No one is ever going to do us wrong because of who we are and because of how good we are and whatever. I definitely feel like feeling that can kind of cause you to hold a lot of guilt, hold a lot of, self-hate, seriously. I definitely feel having that kind of mindset can cause you to blame yourself for every ounce of stress you have, every feeling of being overwhelmed, every insecurity. You can just blame it on you, because you think you're the only one in control of your energy. You think you're the only one that's piloting you. I mean, it takes a lot of humility to realize that your friends are affecting your energy in the first place. A lot of people feel like, no, birds of a feather do not flock together. I do what the fuck I want. It don't matter who I'm around. No. Birds of a feather, they motherfucking flock together. Let me tell you, they flock together. And my mom used to tell me, the people in your life, either you're going to get like them or they're going to get like you, period. You're going to get like them or they're going to get like you. Eventually, that's going to be the split. You're going to have to stand on what you believe, or you're going to allow what they believe to be your new standard, period. And I definitely feel a lot of times in life, the goal is to grow with people, but you're not always going to grow with the people in your life. You're absolutely going to outgrow people. And it doesn't mean if you close off a certain chapter with someone, it won't ever be a relationship again, or you won't ever have a kind of connection with them again, or even that you have to stop talking to them cold turkey. You do what you want in your relationships. You can choose how you want people in your life. You can put people in the best spaces in their life where it needs to serve you, but you always want to be mindful of how that is affecting you. So let's say, for example, that someone has an insecurity. This insecurity is based on an unhealthy attachment style that they developed in their childhood. You could then become very, very attached to unhealthy people, unhealthy situations, because you are attached to their energy. And when you are an empath, or when you are highly sensitive, or when you're just on your journey of being mindful of your energy, the energies around you, you cannot ignore certain things. You are hyper aware to shifts in energy. You're hyper aware to what you feel because you've been doing the work. You've been asking for it. You've been putting yourself in that energy all the time already. So when you feel a little shift in temperature, your red flags are going to go off. Now it's going to be up to you to act on it or not. But just like I said, whenever we experience things from people, it's something we're experiencing from them, but also there's something within them that caused that experience. So let's say, for example, we meet somebody that has trust issues. You might know that they just don't trust nobody. You might not necessarily know why. You might not know what trauma that's attached to. You might not know what issue that's attached to. You could have a friend that has terrible communication skills. You might not know why. You might not know what they experienced that put them in that predicament. You might not know what they saw growing up in their childhood or whatever the case may be. So let me explain a little bit about how we heal, how we release things, and how we learn. I know that I always say that love is the greatest vehicle for change, and that is definitely very true. So how we learn and heal in this life, as we all go through life on our own individual paths, we have certain trauma, things we learn, things we unlearn, pain that we go through, love we experience, joy we experience, death we experience, grief, everything. We experience everything that we deal with on our journey as human beings, as spiritual beings. And while we're experiencing that, we're coming across different people every single day. Romantic, romantically, platonically, familially, spiritually. You know, you're coming across different energies at work, literally in passing. There's humans everywhere, so we're coming in contact with so many different people, and everyone that we come in contact with is also dealing with their own things that they're working to learn and working to heal and working to release. And regardless if you are conscious of your effort to heal, we're all on journeys to fulfill our divine purpose, however that may look. So as you are on your journey, someone else is on theirs, and you guys are constantly interacting. Now, when you connect with someone and there is an issue there's something that makes you uncomfortable, there's something that is not right. That right there is an opportunity for you to see something about yourself, for you to learn something about yourself, for you to recognize something within you, whether that's your insecurities being portrayed in somebody else, whether you need to check yourself about something in the past that you thought you let go of, but this person is triggering you about it again, where you're in a situation where you have to set boundaries or put your foot down and you don't do it, when you're in situations where you have to communicate with someone and maybe have a difficult conversation, but you hold your tongue, when you're in a situation where you let something build and build and build until you blow up. I mean, whatever space it may be, even if somebody, doesn't text you happy birthday, or even if somebody doesn't go on your B-Day trip, or whatever the case may be, those little things that make you feel away, it's not by accident. It doesn't mean you're being dramatic at all. And even if you are being dramatic, then learn that there is always something in that for you. It's something in that for you, and the other person on the other end is just in your life to show you that. And there is something that you can see from them as well. Because now you both have an opportunity to communicate. You both have an opportunity to trust. You both have an opportunity to be open to something else. Now, while you both can step into that space and work together to meet that need and heal both of you from something totally different, y'all might not even tell each other like, hey, that conversation we had, it really healed me. It really helped me grow. It really helped me. You might not ever even have that conversation, but in your own spaces, handling that conflict well, handling those disagreements well, even when you have a breakup and you don't get to get closure, as long as you are handling your portion, you really can be served in those spaces. Because again, anything uncomfortable is to show you something, to help you grow, to give you a lesson. That's literally what those things are for. So I definitely feel like in those spaces, also ancestral stuff we can see as well pop up in those, situations. Things that our moms dealt with, and our aunts dealt with, and our sisters dealt with, and our grandmoms dealt with. And, a lot of women in your life, or a lot of men in your life, a lot of people in your life dealing with the same thing. You could absolutely have, certain triggers in regards to that as well. But if you're in a relationship with someone who is open, if you have a friend who is open, if you're connecting with someone who is open and willing to receive that, willing to receive your energy because they're aware of their journey and they want to do whatever they can to heal as well, it'll be a beautiful connection. Think about people that meet and they totally strangers, but they have an interaction that changes their life, even if it's just somebody being like, you look really, really nice today. Who knows what it may be, but we have these little micro interactions all of the time, and they absolutely affect our energy. Now, as we're in those spaces to heal and change, your shadow every step of the way is like, fuck them, walk away, don't say nothing, they playing with you, can you believe they doing this? Like, your ego is picking at you about the situation, your inner child, inner wounds that haven't been healed. You have to look past all of that and choose the high road, which is difficult. A lot of people don't even realize it's a high road until they have children and they see their children not liking them, or they see their children literally not being in the space that they need to be in. A lot of people don't even recognize that there is something wrong with them, that there is something that needs to be healed and released. Also, because of the trauma that everybody has, you might be fucked up and not even know it. You might have things that you need to work on, and you might not be aware of these things, but we all have trauma in our life, and the things that you've experienced absolutely have left you with scars that will show up in your relationships with others. And you can absolutely use those situations with others, even if they may be frustrating or confusing or uncomfortable. You can use those situations to help you learn, to help you gain wisdom, and to help you heal. And if you don't do that, then you guys are going to end up affecting each other negatively. Like, whenever there isn't a mending, whenever something is left unopened, whenever there's imbalance, there's always going to be friction there. There's always going to be tension there. And that's going to show up in your life in different ways, and it's going to show up in their life in different ways as well. And in situations like that, it's all about who wants to get out of the shit cycle, who wants to get out of the shit storm. Because in a situation like that, you and the other person, whoever this person may be, you guys will still have a lot of things in common. You guys will still like each other on a certain level, but there will always be that little red flag in the back of your mind that's going to be affecting you in a very, very big way. And you might not ever realize it's the root until you sit down and watch a video like this and you're like, God damn, I needed to release some stuff, or until, like I said, you have children, or you decide you want to get married, or you decide you want to write a book about your life, or if somebody ends up passing away. Like, there's always so many things in life that cause us to kind of sit down and analyze who we are. That basically is what life is about. You know, every day, every interaction is an opportunity for you to be like, who the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I? Am I someone that I trust? Am I someone that I love? Am I someone that I need? Because one thing about Christian, let me tell y'all about Christian. Let me tell y'all about me. My standard is that you have to give me what I would give me. And I'm not perfect. I'm not good to myself all the time. I don't give myself everything I need all the time. I do not have a perfect relationship with me. Just like we have iffy relationships with everybody else, you might have an iffy relationship with yourself. Now, I'm not iffy with myself. I love me and I know me. But there are certain things that cause me to be, you know, I'm still frustrated with myself in certain spaces, or, you know, negative self-talk in certain spaces. I mean, I have a lot of things going on mentally, and I feel like that's kind of the first space that you go to. You just talk shit about yourself, you know, like you feel like you are the problem. You feel like you are the root of all of your issues a lot of the time. So I still have moments when I'm very, very hard on myself, and I have to, you know, stop myself and be like, I don't mean that, you know, and speak positivity back into myself. It's a work in progress, but I know I always have my back. I know I always am there for myself. And I know no matter what, I am my priority in my relationship. The bond I have with myself is my priority. It doesn't matter what argument I'm having with myself. It doesn't matter what the problem is. It doesn't matter what isn't aligned. The bond itself is the priority. And I feel in relationships, the bond should be the priority, because no matter what, you want to preserve that. But when you get in spaces where you let your ego take over, when you get in spaces where you let your insecurities make you go do terrible things to people, when you get in spaces where you let your jealousy take over, when you get in spaces where you start to show your ass, your shadow starts to reveal itself in you, and you don't check that, everyone around that is going to be negatively impacted. Everyone around that, because their shadow is being called out as well. Like, if you've ever tried to stop cussing somebody out, the first time somebody gives you an excuse to cuss them out, or the first time you're in a situation where somebody's cussing you out, you might not even be able to catch yourself. And it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of nurturing your higher self so you can pull your shadow back, even when you're in spaces where you shaking and you like, Lord, just please let me loose. It's like, it really is a lot of work to be mindful of who attacks your shadow. And I don't play that. If you call to my shadow, then you don't get to be around me at all. Like, if you call to the worst parts of me, you can't be around me. If I'm around you and I feel the lowest of my vibrations, the lowest of my frequencies, I'm feeling anger, I'm feeling rage, I'm feeling vengeance, I shouldn't be around you. That's not a space I should be around. I feel like your shadow can come up and their shadow might come up as well. And that's when you have to stop yourself and be like, okay, wait, I love this person. I respect this person. I honor this person. Why am I feeling this way? Let me check myself. And they do the same thing. Like, imagine, like, there would never be any fights. Like, as soon as you saw the ugliest version of yourself, you would be like, wait, what's going on here? Let me pull this back. Let me get this together. And then once you do that, you're able to understand what triggered that. What made me that upset? What made me that insecure? What made me feel that bad about myself? What made me feel that way? And you go back to what they did and you're like, okay, was this the first time I experienced this? Like, when have I experienced this? Dang, this is what my daddy did. Dang, this is what my last best friend did. Dang, this is what my mama said her friends did to her. Dang, like, once you do the work, once you break everything down, it makes sense. But unless you're cognizant of doing the work, it will never make sense. And like I said, I think I said on live a couple of days ago that another one of my friend requirements is that you need to be enrolled in therapy. Because let me tell y'all something. My friends that are going to therapy, give the girls their flowers. Give the girls their flowers. If you're going to therapy, kudos to you. I'm sending you, this is going to be the best year of your life if you're going to therapy. I'm going to proclaim that over your life. If you're watching this right now and you're going to therapy, this is going to be the best year of your life. Amen. Hallelujah. For real. Like, the girls that are going to therapy, the people I know in my life that are going to therapy it's beautiful to watch somebody heal. And I don't get to do that often. Like, I see a lot of people heal when I work with them over time. But to see people that I know fighting obstacles, battling obstacles, changing their lives. It really, really, really is beautiful. And it reminds me of the importance of community. It reminds me of the importance of having evenly yoked community as well. And I definitely think it's super important to be mindful of that. And I definitely feel as well, there shouldn't be a requirement. I think I talked before about people mentioning that they want as friends who are as spiritual as them or whatever. I don't expect anybody to be, I don't really care about somebody being as spiritual as I am, because like I said, I think we're all spiritual beings, and I don't think you have to be going to church to be spiritual. I don't think you have to say you're spiritual to be spiritual. I can recognize that you're healing and doing the work that you were put here to do, and I can know that. Like, I'm not in your business like that. I don't have to know what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely would say all of my friends love the Lord. That's definitely, something that we all have in common, but everybody doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, I am not perfect. So it's not about seeking out perfection in the people around you. That isn't even real. It's just about connecting with people who are on your level and connecting with people who are in spaces where you aspire to be. And communication really is key to figuring out how someone is affecting you, what's going on with someone, even just asking somebody what's going on. Like, are you stressed about anything? Are you overwhelmed about anything? Like, if you've been dealing with a lot of stress or a lot of confusion, ask your friends what they've been experiencing. Check in with them, you know what I'm saying? And when you're in spaces where you aren't feeling like yourself, go back and look into past relationships. Go back and look into who you just reacted with. Go back and look into who you've been connecting with. Go back and think about, what the people that you're connected with are experiencing. And I would definitely say make sure you are doing a lot of energy clearing as well. Clearing your energy, being mindful of your energy. And I think creating I always say like a baseline vibration, or just creating a frequency that is you when you're doing good, and trying to revolve around that frequency. And if you feel like you aren't for whatever reason, taking a step back and addressing why you aren't, you know what I'm saying? Being mindful of why you aren't tapping into that energy as well. Because I definitely feel sometimes you can be in spaces and you won't even realize until you're out of that space, like, dang, like, I haven't been happy in months. Like, I haven't been happy in a long time. And sometimes it takes a while when that state becomes your normal. I've definitely been in relationships where it wasn't until I got out of them where I was like, I haven't taken a deep breath in 18 months. Like, I haven't had a good night's sleep in months. I haven't felt good in months. It's sad that it can take so long to get so tired of certain situations. But I definitely feel that, like I said, love is the vehicle for change. If you are willing to do the work and you're with someone who is willing to do the work, you have friends willing to do the work, you have people mindful of what they need to change, what they need to heal, what they need to release. And it doesn't mean everybody has to be in everybody's business, so y'all gotta have a sister circle where y'all talk about what y'all healing and releasing. Like, be responsible for your own journey. Expect everybody else to do the same, but of course, check in with each other, motivate each other, make sure each other are good, and if you're ever feeling like your energy is off, of course, look within, but also think about and pay attention to what you're experiencing around you as well, because those energies around you have just as much of an impact as the things you're experiencing in your own mind. Because remember, the trauma we experience, the hell we go through, the insecurities that we have, the doubt that we have, all of that comes from things that have been placed on us or put in us by someone else. We are grown, we are born, not necessarily, we are born, I feel like when we're born, we all kind of have like our processor for our computer. That's it. You literally just have the battery that makes you go. That's it. But everything else about you is somewhat affected by the things that are around you, by the things that you're experiencing. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like everybody you connect with is like the mods, you know what I'm saying? Like on a game or whatever. It's like you just a regular game until you get the mods, until you spice it up, until you become who you are, and everybody around you affects that. So it's crazy to get to a certain point where you feel like, I feel this way because of me. It ain't got to do with nobody, because that is not true. It absolutely has to do with the people around you. And I guarantee you, if you change the people around you, if you change the people in your space, you will feel differently, you will live differently, you will trust yourself differently. And like I said, you don't know what someone is dealing with. You might see them experiencing certain lack, certain insecurities, certain issues, but you don't know where that's stemming from them. You don't know how long they battle that. You don't know how big that is. And you don't want to be in a space where you are, kind of falling apart. because of the people that are the closest to you. And I definitely feel there are certain spaces where people, are going to be down in energy. I have depression, so I know I'm not going to feel great all the time. I'm always not going to be a good person to be around. And I feel like it also is important to have one space that you can kind of be your most authentic and raw self with. You might not want to cry around everybody. I don't cry around nobody. I don't play. I just don't cry around nobody. I'm not there yet in my vulnerability. But you might not want to cry around people. You might not want to spill your guts around people, so therapy might be your place where you lay it all out there. Or you might lay it all out there on your altar. Or you might lay it all out there when you're in church. Or you might have one best friend where y'all can talk about everything. And that's where y'all, that's your partner in life, in healing. You might have a partner or a spouse where they are your partner in healing. And no matter what you're going through, you can be honest and open and transparent about everything. And they're right there with you. It's great to have a space where you can be that most raw, that open. But that, I feel, is poor spiritual hygiene, to be around everybody and in everybody's space when you aren't together, because most of the time a lot of people ain't together and they around everybody. And that's why you have all of this mess and drama, because people are in low spaces, sad spaces, and instead of spending that time with themselves, they distract themselves with the relationships of other people. All that does is pick at the things that they're dealing with and they're struggling with, in other people's situations. Like if you're dealing with relationship issues, everybody you hear or you see talking about their man, or you see stuff going on with their man, you're not gonna want to hear that, or it's gonna tug at something within you. Even if you're happy for them, it's going to, hurt a little bit because you're dealing with something that you have going on. You might even say that, but if you just lost your job, and you've been trying to get some money to invest for your business, but it ain't working out, and everybody, oh, I just got a raise, I just got this, oh, y'all, let's go on a vacation, we about to do this, you might feel some type of way because you aren't in the space where you can share in that. You're not in the space where you can connect with that. So in those types of spaces, you can definitely continue to be around those energies, feel more and more shitty about yourself, start to feel the way towards them because of what they have going on. Eventually, that's exactly what's going to happen. Or you can take some time to be like, you know what? I am valid of celebration. I am worthy of celebration. Even if I'm in a space where I'm having a hard time, even if I'm in a space where things are a little rough right now, I'm going to be set up for a comeback as I'm moving forward. But you have to take time with yourself and realize that you are worthy no matter where you are in life. You are worthy no matter where you are in your healing, no matter where you are in your journey. And you have to be able to accept yourself in all spaces and heal yourself in those spaces, because if not, it will keep kind of getting picked at relationships that we experience, around us. And I feel like that's another way that they, affect your energy, because you can have certain things going on in your life that you haven't taken time to deal with. And now you're around everybody and the things that they have going on are triggering you and affecting you, because relationships are about change. It's about growth. It's about doing life together. So if you have a lot going on in your life, best believe the relationships around you are going to either be affecting that, impacting that, even if they're making you feel better, even if they're helping you forget. When you get home, it's probably going to be 10 times worse, because you're going to be alone. You're going to be without them. And that's even a learning space then, because you can learn, you know what, before I go ahead and try to have everybody else back around me, let me get myself together. Let me take a day where I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Let me let everybody know tomorrow I'm taking a healing day. 24 hours, my phone will be on Do Not Disturb. I'm going to be at the house, chilling, relaxing, and just, taking some time for me. Like, it doesn't take you 6 months in isolation. Sometimes it does. But don't feel like you have to spend your whole life in isolation because you are in a space of healing that is unpredictable, or it's heavy for you, or you really can't control your emotions, or you're dealing with a lot of stress right now. Give yourself 24 hours. You'll be surprised what you can do in 24 hours. Give yourself 24 hours. Do some journaling. Express what you're feeling. Talk about what you're feeling. Take time for you. Literally have that moment for you. And you can do that once a month. And that will change so much about how you interact with people. Like, I'll definitely challenge you guys to do that. If you feel like you have a lot going on and you feel like your environment hasn't really been serving you in the best spaces, you feel like your relationships haven't been serving you in the best spaces, take 24 hours, take a day to yourself, connect with you, figure out where you're going, figure out how you're feeling, and really just, lock in with you, tap in with you. So yeah, guys, I guess that is it. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video. I am not really sure what I have said or what I have not said, child. I did not take any notes for this. I kind of just wanted to go for it and just, talk a little bit about what I've been experiencing, my experiences in this, and just, overall how we are affected by our energies that are around us and how we can use these things for good. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below how you guys feel about it. I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys for being here as always. And remember, we are on the road to 100,000. I'm thinking that I'm going to give away a 30-minute session with me every 1,000 before we get to 100,000. So right now we're at 94.3, I believe. So whenever we get to 95,000, I'll give away a 30-minute session. When we get to 96, 97, 98, all the way to 100. And I don't know what I'll do for 100. I definitely want to give something away. I'm not sure. Let me know if you guys have giveaway ideas. Let me know down below in the comment section. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. I thank you guys for being here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys. Bless.